And you're back. Yay! That means you came back and you didn't hate me. All right. So, video number 2. Some basics of getting started with essential oils. Now, we're not going to talk about any oils today. Well, we will later, but not in this video. Right now, you need to know certain things about using oils that perhaps you have not considered. Okay. The first thing is, this bottle's not that big. As Americans, we've kind of gotten used to the whole more is better thing, and it's reflected in the amount of shampoo we go through, and the amount of dish soap that we use, and the size of our detergent bottles. Stop it. More is not better. In the case of oils, less is better, especially when you're very first starting out. If it tells you to use 1 to 2 drops, for pity's sakes, use just 1, okay? You're just starting. Oils are awesome. They're very, very powerful. Okay, lots of goodness is in one little bitty drop. If you use more than you should, you are going to pay the price. And I don't mean monetarily, okay? I mean it's going to cause some things to happen that you might not like, okay? Might hurt you. All right, so less is more. So be really careful when you're using your oils. Number 2, some oils require you to dilute them. Now, what does that mean? That means that you're going to take your oil and you're going to mix it with another vegetable-based oil. Now, if you really want to use Crisco, I suppose that you can, but you're going to smell like fried chicken. Most people will use olive oil or grapeseed oil or jojoba oil or sunflower oil. Okay, you take your pick. I personally like grapeseed oil. It doesn't smell. It's very light. It blends into the skin very well. It's great. If it tells you to dilute, dilute. Okay, there's a reason why. Now I use Young Living, and you can see on the back that there's directions. Now you can't read them because my camera's kind of stinky, but there's directions, okay? One of the reasons why I use Young Living is because it kind of tells me what to do. So, dilute. If you have sensitive skin and you plan on using oils on your skin, start off by diluting the oils, even if it doesn't tell you that you have to. Start off at least doing a dilution of 1 to 1. So 1 drop of vegetable oil, 1 drop of oil, essential oil, okay? If you don't, you may end up hurting yourself, okay? You may end up causing your skin to break out. You may end up causing some discomfort. Some oils are considered hot, okay? I'll give you a really good example. Peppermint oil tingles, okay? If you ever use peppermint oil, you need to dilute it because otherwise you're gonna get a little warm. Now, I'm going to give you an example of this. There was one time I was watching a person who was selling essential oils, and one of her demonstration oils was peppermint. And she goes, yeah, you put peppermint on the back of your neck. It helps to, relieve headaches, relieve tension, kind of gives you that uplifting. And I watched as she took the bottle, and she flipped it, and then she put it on the back of this lady's neck. And I watched as then within about, 60 seconds, as the lady was expressing some discomfort at the fact that the back of her neck had heated up significantly. Hot oils. By hot oils, it gets hot. Okay, so if it tells you to dilute, dilute. If you are sensitive, dilute. Okay, grapeseed oil is cheap. Coconut oil is cheap. Okay, if you prefer something else, try out something else. All right. So, next, treat these oils like they're medicine. In other words, keep them out of reach of your kids, especially if you have little kids. Now, I'm really fortunate, I don't have teeny ones. So, my kids are a little bit older, a little bit wiser, know that they can't drink down a bottle of oil. Keep these out of reach of kids. Not every oil is made for internal consumption, and not every oil is made for children under the age of 6. Be aware of this. When you start getting into your oils, do some research and find out what you can use on kids and what you can't. There are some oils that are not recommended for children under the age of 6 because their skin is still very sensitive, okay? So Treat it like medicine. Put it in a safe place. Put it in your medicine cabinet. Keep it out of reach of kids. Okay? Now, the second thing is keep it out of direct sunlight. You don't want this stuff, evaporating. That would suck. Okay? Keep it out of direct sunlight. Keep it in a cool, dark place. Again, a medicine cabinet, a closet, somewhere out of easy reach. Okay? Next, using essential oils can cause some skin reactions. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. When you first get started, you have a body that is filled with toxins. And essential oils, because of their chemical complexity, dislike toxins. And they have a tendency to try to push them out of your body. That being said, sometimes you're going to break out. Nobody likes that answer. Nobody likes putting on an oil and suddenly you have itchy, dry skin. I get it. The official recommendation is to cut back on how much you're using and to wait it out for about 2 weeks to see if the condition improves. If you can't hack that, totally understand. But be aware that your body is going to try to flush out some of those toxins that hopefully you did your homework in the last video and you've realized that we now have in our bodies. Okay? So, along with flushing out toxins, you're also going to make yourself aware of skin sensitivities. Okay? Certain parts of your body are going to have thinner skin than others. The bottom of your feet has thick skin. And it's also a really great place to start using oils. Okay, the bottom of the feet absorbs oils really well, but it tends to be a little less sensitive. Okay, behind your ears tends to be a little bit more sensitive. The skin is thinner there. I know my mom tried using some. She put some on her wrists and it was fine. She put the same oil behind her ears and she ended up breaking out. Okay, so be really aware that you could have some reactions to oils. Don't let this discourage you. Okay, give it a chance. Some of them are going to be more reactive than others. It just depends on you. It depends on what you have in your system. What happens with me may not necessarily happen with you, okay, and vice versa. All right. So, last, everybody is different with oils. Just because one oil works with your neighbor does not mean it may work with you. I know some people, for example, that love the smell of lavender. Says it puts them to sleep. I hate the smell of lavender. Oh, okay. I have used that stuff for a year, and I really like what it does for me. I can't stand the smell of it. Okay? This is a personal journey. Okay? This is a lot like faith. Everybody is going to be different. What works for one may not necessarily work for you. You may have to do some trial and error. Okay? So, now you're aware of all the cool things that could possibly happen when you get started with oils. If you have any questions about any of this, and that includes more questions about how to use oils with small children, please ask. Okay? I wasn't going to get into the whole small kids thing because that could actually take up a little bit of time. But if you got questions, ask them. If I don't know the answer, I will certainly tell you. And as a final note, small children includes being pregnant. Pregnant women also have to be careful which particular oils that they use. Oh, and I almost forgot. Not every oil is made for internal consumption, just like not every plant on God's green earth is made for us to eat. Okay? So again, just like with the dilution factor on the back of Young Living's oils, it tells you whether or not you can digest these things. If it doesn't say for internal consumption, please don't eat it. Okay? Bad. Okay. Use common sense. If it doesn't say one way or the other and you're kind of like, I wonder, do some research and find out. Ask me, hey April, can I eat nightshade? No honey, you can't eat nightshade. It's bad. Okay. All right. Next video, we're going to start talking about individual oils. I'm going to go through my little oil collection and I'm going to have a good time doing it because I've had so much fun with these things. So the next video, I'm going to start with lemon, one of my favorites. All right. Love you guys. See you later.